Yahweh lo, Yahweh lo, Jo lali Yahweh, ye bona sege, Jo lali Yahweh, ye bona sege, Jo lali Yahweh. So that's
event. In fact, the role of ICT in today's world can never be overemphasized. And as we have already been educated by our very resourceful chairman, there's a need for all of us to be conversant with the tools of ICT. And the need for us to learn ICT has even given rise to the increasing numbers of students having interest in studying ICT in KETASCO High Technical School. And for that matter, it gave rise to expansion of the facility we had. Nonetheless, the numbers keep increasing, and that has been a worry to us. But today, I'm glad to inform you that our fear has been allayed, as I'm glad to also inform you that the alumni are here today in our midst to hand over to us a 90-seater ICT ultra-modern facility. And I'm glad that we are all here to witness this day, which is a very historic event in the history of KETA Senior High Technical School. And I'm glad that you have all been able to set some aside to be here to witness this day. I urge you all to enjoy the comfort of your seats as we wait to be ushered into this facility. Thank you. You are welcome once again.
it's a real pleasure for me to be here and for this ceremony. I would first like to recognize Dr. John Dogbe once more. I called him yesterday night, and he said he was up there, and they are going to be up there all night fixing the place, connecting the computers. That's how much he has shown his love for KETASCO. And these are the kind of old students we would like to encourage. In the same vein, I also like to say my appreciation for the North American chapter of the Alumni Association. A number of old students came together and freely gave generously to buy these computers, these many computers, to renovate the building. And very soon we shall see what they have done for the students. They are giving back to their alma mater, which they love so much. Sometimes it seems to me, those of us who are far away, the farther you are, the more you love. That's also when you are far from your wife, the love is greater. So that's what they are demonstrating today. But I also like to appropriately recognize the headmaster, congratulate the headmaster, staff, students for the excellent job they've done at the National Science Quiz. They've done us proud, they've done so well. And the coaches and the team have done an excellent job. I knew all along that they could do it. It's part of the DNA of the school. So I wasn't that surprised. There may be a lot of people who were surprised, but I wasn't surprised. We've been doing it for so long, they don't know that we are coming out of the left field to beat them. We beat all the schools. When I was here, they used to call us mushroom schools. There's all these established schools. But when we get a chance, we shoot ahead of them. So I'm very glad that they have demonstrated that once more. I would like to spend some time, if I'm permitted, to tell you about my story. When I was here, when I was a student here, some 60 years or so ago. That's way back in 63 that I came here. This school was set up for a particular purpose. People like me, we come from very humble backgrounds. And in my case, I lost my father when I was 3 years of age. And my mother had to raise 7 children on her own, single-handed. So you can see the situation. When I went for the common entrance, there was no way I could apply to Achimota or Infanstipim, not even Zion College, because I couldn't afford boarding. At that time, KETASCO was called Day Secondary School. It was a day school, and it's affordable to a number of us who were just poor. My mother was a baker, so she couldn't accumulate the money and pay for my boarding. So that was my situation. And I'm sure there may be many of you who share that story with me, who maybe 5, 10 years, some of the students would identify with the story that I'm telling you. I won't go into too much detail, but I'll try to be brief. And when we came here, it was the administration of Mr. J.W. Abrukwa, the second headmaster. We just saw the tail end of him. But I would like to speak to him. And I also like to speak to the third headmaster, Mr. Arike Matanawi, who we spent a lot of time under. J.W. Abrukwa was responsible to build all this beautiful building. The school started in a rented place. And around the 60s, we moved here into this building. And that was the time that I came in. And we just saw the tail end of his administration. But something very important happened. When he went to Infanstipim, he was an old student of Infanstipim. So when he went back, he created a corridor of opportunity for the students here. At that time, the school only had GCE O-level from 5. To go to university, you have to go to 6th form, do the advanced level. And that was a difficulty for the students there, here. But JW saw the brilliance, the gem here, and he created a special corridor at Infanstipim for a number of the students to go through. And out of that corridor came some spectacular students who went further on to excel themselves. I would like to call the late Mr. Aloysius Amanuvo and one Mr. Victor Dobu. We weren't doing science here. We did arts. So we don't get a chance to be engineers and medical doctors. But this gentleman went to Infanstipim and they excelled themselves. They won ASPAO scholarship. ASPAO was a limited scholarship in the country in those days. Very few people get that scholarship to go to the United States to study for their undergraduate degrees. But 2 of these gentlemen who were given that window of opportunity by J.W. Abrukwa got through from Infanstipim to go to the university, to go to universities in the US. They excelled themselves. One of them worked at Bell Labs, and the other one is a marine engineer now. So that's the window of opportunity that gets created to people who have otherwise disadvantaged to show their talent. And that's what I would like to speak to today. Knowledge. ICT, as it's called, information technology, is all about knowledge. It's all about a knowledge-based society. Long ago, before our time, Thomas the First was purported to say, "Duo palaka wonu yenya nunya shido dusha durango." Nunya shido dusha durango. He didn't say wealth. He didn't say natural resources. He said what is in the brain. That's what creates development. That's what the advanced countries have. And that's the kind of thing we are worshiping, we are celebrating today. ICT is about how we acquire knowledge, how we store knowledge, how we share knowledge, etc. As Toby said, when we were here, nobody talked of computers. We dealt in something called log tables and slide rules. That was our time. That was what we grew up with. When I went to the University of Ghana, that was the
mention my name to who will remember me by saying, if you say professor, probably we don't know what you're talking about. So when you say John Bobotobavi, then they will remember me. So I actually prefer that. So when you say John, Alo Boboto Mamaovi, that is how they will remember me. So if you go there, John Dogbe, nobody will know me. Anyway, I will stand with all the usual protocols, acknowledging Agbutaru, our chairman, Togbi Pemini, the faith, correct? Thank you. Mr. Mata, the NEC president, of course, the headmaster, who is my mate. We sat in the class together. I also have a few mates here that I would like to acknowledge before I make my comment. I have Albert Sukume Rezi. Thank you. I also have, now I forgot the names. It's from Maswell. That's right. And of course, I have Veronica Segba, thank you. See, when you are up here, at times you get a little confused. Anyway, so those are my mates that I can see here today, and we've been doing up there. And of course, my comments I would like to direct primarily to the Alumni Association of North America, the KETASCO Alumni Association of North America. These guys have really committed a lot. They've committed their fortune, their time to what we have done. So just look at me as the messenger here, the one who is just standing in the stead, because none of them can be here today. So to thank all of them for what they have done, and also give you a little bit of some of the motivations that we had in order to put this together. So the whole thing started maybe a few years back when Mr. Gigiano called me. There was going to be an exam. I think that was supposed to be the final exam, and they didn't have enough computers. And we said, hey, is there any way you can help us? So my year group, we have a few of them, a few of us in the US. So I called on them, and we were able to provide about 10 computers, plus some few change that we wanted to use to actually renovate the current ICT center. Then it became a big thing. The bigger association in North America heard about it and said, well, you guys cannot do this alone. So they came in, and that is where what you are going to see today, later, that is where that got born out of. And so the main idea here is that we have an extension to what we already have. So this is not to replace what is already there, but to have an extension to provide more opportunities for you as students to make use of that. And the other side of it, because it's not entirely just an ICT center for you, we wanted to make it a resource, essentially what we call in the alumni center. So within that, we have your traditional ICT place where you can teaching and learning Unoke, the main one. And then we have a little place where we can have those who want to write maybe ACT, which is some of the entrance exams that you can write to move on to US schools. We have SAT, we can write at TOEFL. So we can have those resources on that side where the few students who might be interested in exploring those areas to explore those opportunities to make use of those. Then we have our quiz, our quiz candidates, a place to have them trained. So we provide the resources that are there. So the main thing here overall, as you walk through that place, communities can make a lot of changes if you look at that and you make use of it. So you might have, we can provide maybe a 200-seater, a 90-seater, and then everybody, we can provide 200, 1,000, but if you do not make use of it, it is useless. So so whenever you walk past that door and you see the Alumni Center, think about opportunity. How can I use this place in order to project myself forward into the future that Dr. Boronyo has described to us, where things are going? And you can go in there, you can decide to sleep there and do programming. Programming takes a lot of time. So if you want to get yourself out of trouble, just stay up there and program. Okay? I remember back when I was at University of Cape Coast, I got introduced to, well, I did mathematics at my undergraduate level. And part of what we have to study was operating system design. We did a little bit of programming, and that was where I got hooked to that. And Dr. Boronyo talked about mainframes. These are very huge computers. You walk in, you probably wouldn't know these are computers. And I started learning that. I literally slept in the computer center a few times. The center director would walk in, look in and said, well, are you going to be here tonight? I said, yes. I'm locking the door, so I sleep in there. So I slept in there. So essentially, again, what I'm trying to tell you here is how you make use of opportunity. Okay, I know at that time, that was the hour, in the middle of the night, that is the time that nobody uses those systems. I take advantage of it. And then I learned how, I self-taught myself how to write programs in Fortran later on. I learned how to do Visual Basic. I'm not very sure of those programs. I haven't programmed in that in a while. But C programming is one of those that you can use really well. It cuts across a lot of stuff that you can do. So where the world is going now, the basic thing, you have them. You make use of them. And that is when you get a bigger one, you can recognize what is underlining all of this. As much as complex that it might be, you can still make use of, you understand the underlying principles, and you will be able to even relate to those complex systems even much more. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, when you walk in there, I know some of you would like to get on the internet, play, do social media stuff and all of that. Maybe we cannot totally prevent you from doing that, but always remember that when you do that, you are wasting the opportunity that you've been given by those of us who have walked in your shoes, never had those opportunities. Now you have them. We cannot complain anymore that, well, we don't have computers to work with. We don't have a place where we can sit quietly and do that programming. We cannot say that anymore. Even as mega, as small as it is, let's start using them. And when we do, the bigger ones will follow. So that is one of the messages that I'm carrying from the Alumni Association from the US. That is their hope, that is how we will use them. We are not going to use them for our personal, as our personal property. This is for all of us. So when you see your friend, right, because we probably are the best that can tell our friends that, look, what you're doing is wrong. You probably wouldn't expect somebody who doesn't like you to come over to you and say, look, you're going to fall into a hole. It's your friend who will tell you. So if your friend is abusing those computers, tell them what you're doing is wrong. It is your duty then to tell your teachers that, hey, something went wrong here. It's my friend John who was playing around with this and this happened. You might get punished a little bit, but that is good for you. So you remember that next time, a property that belongs to all of us is not abused. So again, I will encourage you, we all become caretakers of this place so that we can make it last for those who will come after you, those who will come after us, and we can improve upon it as we go along. Okay, so hopefully we'll all get a chance to walk in there, take a look at the place, ask questions about what is here, what this is, and I will be more than happy to answer questions for you on that. But finally, again, I will all like us to always remember that the Alumni Association has very good thoughts about all of us. There are a lot of work that we can do at the school. So it will be very encouraging if what is provided now, we make use of them. We demonstrated that we are worthy of what is given to us to take charge of. If we do that, I believe they will come back to us again and even do more. Thank you very much.
My dear assistant heads and friends, my teachers are my friends, so all of them are here. I can see them. I'm a lovely student that I'm so proud of. Good evening. This should be an opportunity for me to even welcome everybody to this ceremony, because even though I am a small boy left in the house, once you have come, I should welcome you. So I use this opportunity, the permission of Togbio, to say welcome to this very important occasion. Togbio and director, especially Dr. Bonyo, has said it all. So I should just go and sit down. But I have few things to share with you. It was an opportunity, unique opportunity for me to come back to this school as the chief executive officer of the place. And I have few experiences outside my region, Volta, and I would like to share these experiences, especially in educational circles. Education is all about opportunity. Out there, people create a lot of opportunities for their people. And I know that we have a little challenge. So it is something dear to my heart to help create opportunity for our dear young ones, because they are the future of all of us. We shall continue to create opportunities. We shall continue to link up with everybody that can offer us something. We shall continue to also conscientize our students to imbibe whatever is taught them, and also apply themselves to the values of Ghana Education Service, and more especially the values of Anglo. Mr. Chairman, KETA Senior High Technical School is on flight. The Eagle is on flight. Misinformation and blatant lies cannot discourage us now. Vilification and threat of misinformation and destruction will no longer intimidate us. Factionalism and pull him down cannot derail us. Arrogance of knowledge, sowing seed of discord, and creation of disaffection will not bring us down. We are on forward march. Our eyes are focused on things of honor, on things worthy of respect, and on things that keep the eagle in the company of stars. Backwardness, mediocrity, selfishness, and mudslinging will no longer limit us. The past students have risen up and showing tenacity of purpose. They are demonstrating fraternal love for our alma mater. They are living examples of giving back to their alma mater. Not even economic hardship and distance could frustrate them. Age and the remoteness of time is insignificant to them. They, by unity and fraternal love, are moving their alma mater from obscurity to glory. My dear alumni, both here in Ghana and outside, I salute you all. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, Old Boys has been a blessing to many schools, especially in Ghana. KETASCO has been a beneficiary of Old Boyism in the areas of human and material resources. Our pioneer, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, Old Boys have always proven worthy of the facilities they manage, and they have been able to amalgam all past students, and even friends to support schools to develop. Example of that is what we see today. Our pioneer library, multi-purpose courts, the new girls' dormitory, Professor Abloh's initiative of Ultramodern ICT Center, past students, state-of-the-art assembly hall, which is at the footing level, and many other initiatives by the past students are clear benefits of the spirit of old boys. Renovation of our washrooms that have been locked up for over 30 years are some of the examples of old boyism benefits. Talking about logistics, KETASCO is blessed. We benefited from, among others, books, deep freezers, science equipment, medical equipment, communication equipment, teaching and learning materials, just to mention but a few. All those have been tremendous help to our beloved students at their point of need. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the short period that I have been at Qatar Senior High Technical School as the chief executive of the place has seen a new spirit of love and commitment to the school. No wonder, by the grace of God, KETASCO has become the toast of the region, Volta and Oti, and for that matter, Ghana in recent times. Today is another mighty demonstration of the selfless dedication and commitment of a people who decide to be humanitarian, a people who are determined to leave their footprint in the sand of time, a people who have cut a niche for themselves as worthy benefactors of the Mother Jolali. I can only wish all of you, the alumni, very well, especially the Europe and North American branch, for providing this ultra-modern ICT center for the school. The school remains indebted to each and everyone whose contribution in cash or in kind has given the school this mighty facility. We wish you all the blessing of the Almighty God. We solemnly promise you that this is a dream come true and we cherish it, and as such, we shall make maximum use of it and improve our performance. We shall take good care of the resources so that it can benefit many more. We shall always pray for you so that you live in peace, good health, and prosperity to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I call on all other past students to put in more efforts in creating better and greater opportunities for our young ones. Prosperity of our young ones lies in our hands. On behalf of management, the board, and the staff, and the entire student body, I thank you very much for the assistance. We greatly appreciate it. May God Almighty bless us all. Joe Lally. Joe Lally. Joe Lally. Long live education, long live Ghana, and long live KETASCO. Thank you very much.
I don't know how to express my joy, but I bring you good greetings from the chairman of the KETASCO Board of Directors, Dr. Gimega. He should have been here with us this afternoon, but he had gone for other engagements earlier scheduled. That's why he wouldn't be here, but he will hear of this. I am so much overjoyed, I don't know, not only overjoyed, but so proud to have our brothers and sisters in diaspora thinking so much about us, to provide us with this fruits of thoughtful selection here for us to learn These are learning materials. We've, in the wake of this, the recent our achievement we had, this is a great moral booster to me, and we are very grateful so much. I remember Dr. Bonyo when we were young, and all the folks he mentioned. But it's good to pay back. And I'm so happy that it's happening at a time when our brothers and sisters, the younger ones, the Jordanians, struggling now to come up and shine, to rise and shine and soar like the eagle. Because of your performance at the national quiz, we know the sky is the limit. With this we have in our under our armpit now, we are getting there. We shall surprise the world much more than we have done so far. To you, the students, these are learning materials. You may not be new, you may not be used to it. It may be new to you. But the key input here is time, the time you spend with it. The more time you spend with these items, the more you are able to get the skill, acquire the skills, the required skills, and the more knowledge you gain. You remember, knowledge is power. Once you know this, these are useful tools in developing your career. And when you're chosen career paths, this will help you so much. So that wherever you go, they will know you leave the mark that you've been to what? KETASCO, Zolali, where that's where you've been. To the staff, the principal, the headmaster first, the staff, we appreciate all that you've been doing. We are watching you with eagle eyes, your dedication and so much care, concern for our students. More grease to your elbows. We cannot thank you enough. But teachers, your reward is in heaven, but you enjoy some here before you go. We thank you so much.
The man said, I packed your parachute. So at the time he packed the parachute, he didn't know who would use it. But he did his work well. The only reason why I'm telling you this story is because we are packing parachutes. All of us as teachers, we are packing the parachutes of these young ones that have been entrusted in our care. And we have to pack those parachutes for them well. One day, they will see us. Your reward is not in heaven, your reward is here. Togbi said if your reward is in heaven, we should hurry up and go there. But we don't want to go there now. We want to enjoy it here. So that when we see them in future, we will be proud to say, I packed your parachute well. That's why you are what you are today. Some people pack my parachute. Some people pack the parachute of John Dogbe, and people are packing your parachute. But if you do not eject the parachute, you would have been dead. So as students, also make sure that you eject your parachute. On behalf of the National Executive, I want to say a very big thank you to the North America alumni for the good work that they have done for us. I just want to say, let us all keep the momentum of being good resources to our alma mater. We should not be tired of supporting the school. All the good schools that we hear and people are proud of them, a lot of the things that happen there are championed by the past students associations. So let us as past students associations continue to support the school. The third thing that ran through all that, the comments that we have made, is maintenance. Please, please, students, when you are using the equipment, know that some people will come after you. Use them very well, take good care of the equipment so that other people who will come after you will also have it to use. Many thanks to the North America and all the other associations and our past students who have been supporting the school. We will continue to support the school. Mr. Headmaster, you can be assured that of our support as always and as usual and as we have been doing. Thank you very much. May God bless us all.